One reason why some people say that he did this, which was the day after Melania Trump held an impromptu press conference about Jeffrey Epstein in the White House. In a surprise public statement, Melania denied any relationship with Epstein or Ghislaine Maxwell, saying that Epstein did not introduce her to Trump, and called for public congressional hearings so survivors can testify. Reports say that even senior White House aides were caught off guard, and President Trump said that he didn't know what at all she planned to say.
The lies linking me with the disgraceful Jeffrey Epstein need to end today. The individuals lying about me are devoid of ethical standards, humility, and respect. I do not object to their ignorance, but rather I reject their mean-spirited attempts to defame my reputation. I never been friends with Epstein. Donald and I were invited to the same parties as Epstein from time to time, since overlapping in social circles is common in New York City and Palm Beach.
Oh, okay. So
see,
that's why they invite this parties. Social circles.
This is exactly why you don't let her dumb ass talk, man. She just put herself at the party. Trump was like, "What the hell are you doing?" She just said she was at the parties with him. She crazy. Yeah, he crazy. Boy, she gonna come up missing. She gonna come up missing, bro.
No,
she just admitted. She just admitted in the statement that she was at the parties. Like, oh yeah, I was at the parties with him. You know what I'm saying?
She said, but I think what sticks out to me though is that she said she feels like the victim should be able to testify. I think that's the part that's a little strange to me, because it seems like that's what her husband was attempting for them not to do. Her saying that she was in the social circles and stuff. I feel like we've heard Hillary Clinton say the same thing, and like everybody whose names kind of pops up, like this is what they say. But her like advocating for the victims is interesting because Donald Trump never
was going hard saying I didn't know him at all. Like,
well, I mean,
Hillary said, "Oh, I seen him around." No, she said I was at the party with him. Hillary didn't admit that she was at no parties with him. She said, "Oh, I've
never seen a picture of him."
She said, "I seen him around." She said, "I seen him around in social circles." That doesn't mean that they was partying together. That means that they was at a dinner. They saw him at the restaurant. She was like, "No, I was at the parties with him." You know what I'm saying?
CNN is reporting that her remarks were driven by months of frustration over coverage and online speculation about her ties to Epstein. Her call for hearings also, like we stated, undercut the broader push from the Trump administration to move on from the scandal. And instead of burying the issue, the statement appears to have intensified attention on it, because coverage following the speech refocused attention on one of Melania's past email correspondence with Ghislaine Maxwell, as you see pictured here, where she says, "Dear G, how are you?" G being Ghislaine. Nice story about J.E. in New York Mag, J.E. being Jeffrey Epstein. You look great on the picture. I know you're very busy flying all over the world. How was Palm Beach? I cannot wait to go down. Give me a call when you're back in NY. Have a great time. Love, Melania. So, social circles. Yeah, okay.
Ooh. Y'all best friends.
Yeah.
G hate me.
G?
I told you.
G?
I told you. Trump has been preaching plausible deniability. Not her. She was like, I was at. That's why you don't let people talk, man. That's why you can't let people talk, man. You cannot let her talk. That shit was so that shit was so funny. It looked like she was reading the statement, and on the statement she read 2 lines, and it must have said on the statement, "Look up." And she looked up, and she went back to read 2 more lines. Look up, and she read 2 more lines. Like, man, I
don't understand how you would have a statement like that prepared, obviously by somebody else, and like your husband being the president didn't approve it. Like, crazy.
Eric, hold on, Eric. I think you have a fan. Is your fan blowing on your computer? I think.
Oh yeah.
Hold on. The mic there. Sorry, getting a little feedback. But yeah, it's quite the development, as we thought we were getting away from that. Go ahead, Eric. What were you gonna say?
No. I was just saying, man. Like, yo, Trump is people heads are gonna roll. Whoever wrote that goddamn statement, they about to get fired. They going to jail. You know what I'm saying? And he gonna send her. Where's she from? Bulgaria somewhere. He gonna send her right back over there.
Now, here's where another person enters the fray. Amanda Ungaro. She's a former model who's been described as having connections to the same social circles that overlapped with Trump and Epstein and the international modeling networks in the early 2000s. She's pictured here on the right. She has a child with the guy on the left, Paolo Zamboli, the modeling agent credited with bringing Melania to the United States and introducing her to Donald Trump. Amanda has said publicly that she flew on Epstein's plane once as a teenager and was around individuals connected to his network during the time. She has also appeared in photos with the Trumps in more recent years and has claimed proximity to their world, though the extent and nature of that relationships remain unclear. Now, her ex Paolo had her deported by ICE back to Brazil earlier this year, I guess because he wanted to break up with her. That's why her name is suddenly everywhere. But social media posts circulating under her name, again, these are not verified, it's coming from her, but they're circulated under her name. Hey, Bill, welcome to the show.
Greetings.
Include vague threats about exposing information tied to Melania Trump and referencing a long history between them, saying, hey, Melania, I was around you for 20 years. You knew I was inside ICE, and you know what hurts after all this time? I stayed close to your family, your mother, and your father, not because of you, but because of them at events and everything else. So shut your mouth when speaking about me, because I will expose everything I know. Now, funny thing about this is timing. This post happened the day before Melania went up there and had this impromptu White House press conference about Jeffrey Epstein, someone she had never spoken about publicly before. Interesting. So let's get into this. Now, Eric, do you understand why she decided to revive this now? Or do you think it's still a foolish move? Are the walls coming in, falling down, getting close? And did Melania just make Trump's biggest problem relevant once again?
See, you can't give everybody a computer and a keyboard, brother. You know what I'm saying? Look, this chick gonna catch the needle. She gonna wind up in the ocean.
She's in Brazil currently.
Hey, bro. She gonna fall off a cliff. She gonna
flip on something. That's what you're saying.
Yeah. She about to let it be known. She probably got videos and photos. Yeah, she about to let it be known though. She ain't playing. Anytime your husband can get you deported, and he ain't even a political figure, right? He got her deported.
Yeah, he's just friends with Trump. You know,
that's crazy. That's crazy.
She don't got no papers. She got to get out of here.
Yeah, he called Trump up and was like, man, send her back to the slums, man. It's time for her to go. Like, that's crazy. She better be quiet, bro. She better be quiet.
Dex, any thoughts on Amanda and what Melania decided to do impromptu, going on record saying that she had never had any contact or any sort of relationship with Epstein?
If someone tried to come at me on social media and they put my name in this stuff and tried to say I'm gonna expose you, this, then the third, I ain't addressing nothing. You gotta tell me what I did. You gotta say, because I don't believe you know nothing.
You gonna call him?
Nobody gonna get up and deny nothing before you even tell what I did. Like, that's like if you break something in the house, right? And your mom be like, something is broken in the house, and you be like, I think it's something upstairs. I think it's something upstairs broken.
He telling. They telling.
Why are you telling on yourself before you need to do it? Like, don't do that. I just would have left it alone.
Weird. It's weird. It's very weird. And
also, this lady really doesn't have a leg to stand on. You are saying that you're upset with me because I let you stay in ICE. Like, that's not my problem. You take that up with your ex-husband.
You were my best friend. What are you talking about?
Because guess what? If I go over there and try to get you out of ICE,
they gonna get you too.
They might get
Melania too.
I might be able to.
If she can get her back in this country, can't nobody get her back in this country.
If Melania went down to ICE and said, I demand for you to let her out of there, Donald Trump will do exactly what you just said, Eric. He said she's making too much noise.
Get her out of here. She gotta go.
Okay, I'm telling you, man, she better shut up. She gonna catch the needle, bro.
Well, we wish everyone involved safety, at least, especially Amanda
No, we
Ungaro.
don't. Let me
You
jump in
want
and say,
Amanda's safety? No.
yeah, well,
No.
I'm going to give you an unpopular opinion.
Okay.
Go ahead.
Melania Trump is a Russian spy.
Oh, that's interesting.
That's how she was able to weasel her way in. That's how Putin knows where all the bases are. That's why Trump won't do anything against Putin. And that's how Putin has all the tapes on Donald. I am 90% certain that Melania is a Russian spy.
Wow, the first lady is a Russian spy. Is that worth a sounder, or is just reckless speculation?
It's not worthless speculation.
Okay, it's not
Why
reckless.
he ain't get rid of her, Bill? I'd have got rid of her the first time she told on me.
She's not going to tell on him yet.
as long as he keeps things cute.
I think that you give Trump way too much credit. Maybe that's how they do it though. Maybe they get the most unassuming person, because I don't even think she can read.
Right.
You can tell she can. Not only can Melania read, like, she is playing this role for y'all.
I heard them say that she speaks 5 different languages. And I'm like, I can barely understand one.
Here's the thing. When you work up for that KGB, you got to be multilingual. That's number one. Not only can she speak 5 languages, she was speaking fluent English on the Ellen DeGeneres show right after they got married.
After they
got married. And then, mum's been the word. They swindled him up in that office. The Russians interfered with the election. They got him elected again. And now Putin knows where all the bases are, and we're magically in war with Iran. Gas prices are sky high, and the Kremlin is quiet.
Okay, that's a theory.